Are we good now? Is this stream ready? Are we ready to get going? I know I'm not. But we're going to anyways, because I can't sleep. It's impossible for me. I think this card's actually not changing. But I am going to make a change to withdraw, I think. Although, let me test it first. Alright, let me articulate my thoughts. So, I'm planning on making some fundamental changes to the game. First of all, I need coffee. Second of all, what was the first of all? Alright, there's a reason I document all this. Where is my Discord? Where are my notes? Are my notes here? Here are my notes. Okay. Going to make the end condition based on deck instead. Alright. Combine and count all of the cards in your hand and deck.
You can probably say count all cards in deck by suit.
Yes, I think I need to adjust my volume.
Sorry, I'm too loud?
I never figure out how to adjust my volume just right. I'm sorry, could you say something again?
You can probably say hand and deck by suit.
Hand and deck by suit. Yeah. Count hand and deck by suit or something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Alright, I need to adjust my music volume now. Okay, alright.
If you get leakage from me from background noise, please let me know.
No, I'm pretty sure it was just my speaker levels. Alright, let's see, count hand, deck by suit, let's see, and then... Let's see, actually wait, what I want to do is I want to say you get 1 point for each... well, yeah, wait. I have this thing... I need to like get like a... I bought a thing for it, okay, so like mathematically, tallying up the score of your own cards would be to determine if your partner wins or loses the game. But is that mathematically identical to any win? No, not really, because your win condition is based purely on the deck of the other player.
Right.
So, yeah. So, yes. So you would count up the cards in your deck to let the other player know if they win or not. Or is it better if you count up your cards in the other player's deck? I'm not sure.
It's the same thing, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just who's counting which deck, but
you can just say pass your hand and deck to your partner. Count up all your cards.
Yeah, I am removing the possibility of the game continuing, so it won't be necessary to really...
It's not necessary to keep the cards, right?
Yeah, right, yeah. So
So if you just trade decks effectively, and it counts up all your cards, that's your indication, right?
Yeah, I'm just wondering if, because sometimes, like, just the physicality of how these things happen affects how people frame the experience in their head. So, like, the way persuasion performs mechanically is the same as it used to be in a lot of respects, but for some reason,
The act of
framing,
moving cards makes a big difference.
yeah, where the cards sit makes people think these are mine. So, like,
Yeah, and that was a big deal for persuasion.
yeah, that was like a huge like problem.
So, in my head, this is only for me, the thought of how much did I influence our player is easier to feel if I'm looking at their hand or at their deck.
Yeah, I was just thinking that. So I think what I want to say is, combine your hand and deck and splay your card. Or organize your hand and deck by suit and splay your cards.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I want to say. Okay. Okay. In their own card. Among their cards. Among their cards. Let's see. And then this is. Actually, wait. That's right. I wanted to change this so that it's not entirely so easy for it's you want to tally up your score essentially. Gain 1 point for each card of your suit in their deck, and subtract 1 point for each card of their suit in their deck. Or what? Actually, this is the part where I need to open up the mod to play around with the cards and see what feels right.
Almost feels like you just want to have it localized. Like, 1 point for every card, every one of your cards in their hand, in their deck, -1 for every one of your cards in their deck,
Yeah, that's what I was initially thinking.
Do you want me to check Kate about what?
I'll talk to her.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
No problem.
Mom's taking off to go to the cemetery. We are picking lunch today.
Okay, sounds good. Oh, forgot that doesn't get rid of the snap points. Make a new table.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. So, multiple things are happening. What's going on? What's your thought process right now?
I just want to play with the cards to see if there's something a little more seamless, because my initial gut is that, yeah, I want it to be like you're just counting the cards in the art player's hand, but,
I think that,
player's deck, I mean.
I think that's fine, because there's only 18 cards. So, it's going to be, if you just have a majority, that's probably enough.
Yeah.
But yeah, play with it. I don't want to stop you from doing that.
Okay. Ah, I can't. Oh, I... Okay. Wow, this table is blindingly white. What's going on here?
Like, is the texture not loading fully or something?
I don't know what it is, but whenever I change the light to gradient instead of background, everything looks nicer. Don't understand it. That's how it be. Okay, let's just do a random spread here. Let's say this is how the game ended, and these are the network cards, or the fate deck of something.
They're dead.
Yeah. And then I still need, so let's say this is the suit, so this is castles, this is butterflies. So this would be like
0.
Yeah, so butterfly would have a score of 0, and blue would have a score of -3, essentially.
Yeah.
So let's see, how do I want to frame this? Because I want this to be insufficient, I think. Like, I want you to have at least 1 point in order to win.
Okay, then yeah, it's your cards. It's your cards minus their cards. Well, they want that to be insufficient.
Or do I? I'm not sure.
Because that hands me the one on the bottom. I'm distracted. It looks like nothing changed. You know what I mean?
Oh, like nothing changed?
What?
Well,
Like, yeah, the hand on the bottom looks like. Yeah, that hand looks like you're like of a split mind.
Yeah. So, like, I guess, like, if 2 players were to look at this, then, like, this player would be like, I clearly won.
Yeah, I kept my own mind, right?
Yeah, I kept my own mind. They're on the fence.
Yeah, the top player won. The bottom player either lost or didn't win.
Yeah. How do I want to frame this? Alright, I'm gonna create, like, a simpler... Okay,
Yo, man.
So, like... Yeah, this is like the scenario I'm looking at here, where it's like equal. If it was more like this, it would be clear to me. But in this case, it's not clear to me, and I don't know if this happened. This is gonna happen enough.
For the cards on the right, if that were to happen, it still looks like the bottom player. No, it looks the bottom player just. Like, what's your goal? The bottom player just like all they have is they're just full of themselves.
Yeah, exactly. It looks like they. I'm wondering if it could just be like a total number of cards in the relationship kind of situation. If I'm gonna have like a binary win state, but I don't know if I want a binary win state.
You don't like those.
Yeah, I don't really. What I wanted it to be was something like where either one player wins, the other player wins, or if it's like a exact tie, they both win. But I also want there to be a situation where they both lose. Those are like the 4 end states that I was hoping to accomplish.
Okay, so it's probably easiest then to outline what you think that final condition would look like.
Yeah. Well, like
that's a tricky one. That feels like it'll inform what the rest of them need to be.
So, like, to me, this would be a clear, like, both players lose. Like, people are at a standstill, their minds have not changed at all. They both lose. This would be like a this would be like a both players win kind of scenario to me. Like perfect harmony, perfect balance. This area is like where things get more complicated. I'm not entirely sure how to resolve them. I'm going to take a little restroom break and I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. I was thinking about some math things while I was using the pod. For some reason, streaming always makes me need to go. Let's see. I forgot what the situation I had before down here.
Just make a fresh one. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think it was something like
you're playing with the right side, I believe.
Yeah. So like, I was thinking that you would look at the other player's hand and you get 2 points for every card that you had and minus 1 point for every card that they had. And so in a situation like this, Castle would have 1 point and Butterfly would have minus 1 point. This is unnecessarily complicated. So then in this scenario, this player, Firefly would have 2 points, and Castles would have 0 points.
Yeah.
I don't know, this seems unnecessarily complicated. But my thinking was that, like, you essentially get, like, 1 point for every pair, and then 2 points if you're, for each card that's, like, overpowering the other player, essentially. I'm not sure.
Pairs cancel, 1 point for every card left over.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, like pairs cancel, 1 point for every card left over. Yeah, then count the score afterwards. Yeah, so in that case, these would cancel out. Yeah, that helps like thin the cards. And then Butterfly would still have 2 cards, so they would win. And then if it was like perfectly balanced, let's see. So that mathematically, with the idea that I had, let's see, how would it would be possible to have the same score if you had like a different card arrangement, I think. So like, in this case, Castle would have 1 point up here, so how would we get like 1 point down here? Or actually, maybe it's not possible. Let's see. Yeah, I think it would come out to the same thing. Like, so like, yeah, have pairs cancel out, and then you get 1 point for each card of your suit remaining. Or lose a point for each. Let's see. Okay, so like, alright, so in this case, there'd be no pairs to cancel out, but both pairs would like have like minus 3 points essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They failed to make any sort of influence.
Yeah. So you need to have a score of at least. So you just lose, I think, if you don't have any more cards of your suit after canceling out.
Yeah, that's yeah, you're negative. That's a straight loss.
Yeah. So like, so cancel out 1 card of your suit for each card of their suit. And then, because I want to have so I do want to have situations like this be a win, but then like if those cards cancel out and there's nothing, that almost feels like a loss.
That's a 0 versus their negative, right?
Yeah.
Better than not, I guess, what I'm trying to say.
Right, but I guess what I'm trying to say is that in this scenario, or even this scenario, I would want it to be considered a loss for both players. You see what I mean? Like,
They both only have cards of their own type.
yeah, they only have cards of their own type. They're not making any headway. They both lose. If this was the scenario, then I would be fine with saying blue won. So maybe cancel out cards of your own suit. If they still have cards of their suit, you lose. Otherwise, gain a point for each card of your suit. Is that too complicated? That feels too complicated.
That's a lot of steps, and I may be distracted, but I'm not following it either.
Yeah, that's definitely not gonna work.
It's also possible that it's just because I'm distracted too.
No, I could feel it. I could feel this happening, and then people being like, I could feel this being the end game scenario, and blue being like, I win, right?
Okay,
and I
so
could imagine.
why do you? Okay, so we both agree that only having cards of your own suit is in your own hand is not the way to win. It has to be cards in other player's hands.
Yeah. It has to be cards of your suit in the other player's hand, and it's insufficient to just have more cards in them.
So, when you get to the zero case, like after cancellation, presuming that's still the same, there are 0 cards remaining. Why do you believe that? Is that a win or a draw? If they both have 0, let's say.
I would want
Or
if
no,
they both had.
Yeah,
If they both had 0. If they both had 0, I would want that to be like a I guess I'd be fine with that either be a draw or a win scenario, because that's like that would mean that the situation was something like this where it was like perfectly balanced.
Okay. So let's put that to the side for now and examine the scenario where one player has been zeroed out and their player has 1 card of the other player's suit.
So
like
you mean
drop
like
a-
this?
presuming
Where this is butterflies and this is castles?
other way around. Put the castles up top.
Like this?
Yeah.
This would be a both players win scenario.
Okay. Alright, so let's zero out one of them. What is that to you?
Butterfly. I'm sorry, castle wins.
Castle wins. Okay. When you move the castle down to the bottom, what does that tell you?
This looks like castle wins.
Does it? They only sort of influence their partner.
Yeah, their partner's on the fence. It doesn't look as clear a victory as like.
This is a clear victory, right?
Yeah, this is a clear victory. Like
the bottom one is unclear to me on castles or on birth.
Yeah. But just looking at the board state, it looks like castle won, and I think that's the problem that I'm having.
That's the problem, yeah. So this is something you need to figure out what you want this to be. Is this a win or is this an unintuitive? You didn't win, but you didn't lose.
All right, I think just for the sake of readability and simplicity, I'm just gonna say that you have to have cards remaining after canceling out in order to win. You essentially have to have more of your cards than their cards in their deck in order to win. So if in this situation only this player would win because Butterfly doesn't have anything in there. In this case, nobody wins. In this case, both players win. In this case, only Butterfly wins because they have more points. For sake of
So-
simplicity, I think that's what I'm gonna do it.
And this makes a fair amount of sense because you're only looking because otherwise you're looking at not only your partner's hand state or your partner's end state, but you're also your own end state. In there, when you're looking at that one castle on the bottom scenario.
Yeah, I think also mechanically. So like, here's how it could play out mechanically. Like, say this was the end state. You're laying out your cards, your castles. You get to cover one for each castle that you have, and then it's just whatever. Like, if they have a butterfly showing at the end, then you win.
Yeah. Yes, that works. It moves the calculation of what is my end state to a single area, and it reduces the amount of moving parts in that calculation.
Yeah.
And I think that still gets your metaphor across.
Yeah, I think so too. Alright, I'm gonna try experiment with that. Alright. Organize your hand and deck by suit and split your cards. And visibly split your cards. Pencil. Oh. The cancel out a card of the other player's suit for each card of your suit among your own cards. Or among your own cards.
Yeah, that's the easy way to phrase it.
Cancel out a card of the other player's suit for each card of your suit. Something like that. Let's see. Gain 1 point for each card. The player with more. I always have trouble communicating this stuff. I essentially want to say is something like this. Like, if this was the end state, you would cover up these butterflies, and you would still turn down this one because they're essentially not going to count towards anything.
Sorry, can you I got distracted. Can you flip that card back over?
Yeah, so I'm trying to
So you
communicate
can't-
this. So say this was your end state. You're essentially turning over all of cards of your suit and using them to cover up cards of the other player's suit, and any leftovers just essentially don't do anything.
Yes, phrase it that way. Flip over all cards of your own suits.
Yeah.
Cover one by one. Cover each of your partner's cards. With them.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Among your own cards. One cover cards of the other. Organize your hand and deck by suit and visibly with the other cards. Among your own cards, flip cards of your suit face down and use them one to one. Use them to cover cards of the other player's suit one to one. Player with more cards of their suit showing wins. If both players have the same number of cards showing, alright, now this, how do I articulate this?
Okay, so what are you trying to do?
I'm trying to articulate that if both players have an equal number of cards showing, then they both win. But if it's both 0, they don't win.
Okay. You get 1 point for every visible card in the other player's. For every visible card showing?
Yeah, at this point, it could just be for each card of your suit showing, because all of your own have been flipped face down. So each card of your suit showing gain 1 point.
Player with the most points. But the player with the most points wins. In the case where no one has a card showing, no one wins.
Yeah.
Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, players with the most cards of their suit showing wins. You have no cards of your suit showing.
You cannot win. You lose? Okay.
I'll just say you lose. Make it
Okay.
simple.
Great binary.
Yeah.
Not the most ideal, but the simplest.
Yeah, sometimes it just needs to be simple. Don't need all this complicated continuing the game stuff now. Or even these stalemate rules. Well, that makes this epilogue a lot simpler.
Yeah. Can you do me a favor and jam like a page break in right for symbolism?
Oh yeah. I'm anticipating other rules changes, so
Okay.
I'm gonna wait to organize it.
Okay. Okay.
But yeah, it bothers me too, don't worry.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, alright, so end state, that's sorted out. Now that I've sorted out that, I can figure out the other things I want to change.
Right, the fate market.
Let's see, yeah, so...
Okay,
Alright,
so
do I
you
have
want
a fate?
so you want fate to act as a sort of timer, but you also want players to have agency of a limited sort on fate, correct?
Yeah, I think what I might want to experiment with first is to just get rid of the fate deck entirely.
Okay. And just have the network deck give people bigger decks and have the network deck be the timer?
Yeah, have the network deck be the timer.
All your friends are getting tired of your bowl.
Yeah, something like that. Like as it's getting drawn out, people. Yeah, essentially, as it goes on and on and on, people get tired of hearing about it. Or Yeah, I'm not sure. It just
Actually,
like, yeah, I
yes.
guess it is kind of like a general fatigue of both you and the people around you.
Yeah, because a group in an argument isn't just going to wear themselves out. They're going to wear out everyone they're associated with eventually.
Yeah, and everybody that they involve, especially if it's the kind of drag out fight where you're involving the community.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna be 2 blind cards, the 3 revealed cards, and then this would be the network deck. And then players would take turns playing cards. They would no longer draw from the fate deck. Do I want to have one of these drain at the end of each turn though? That's
If it's
the thing.
if it's a timer, unless you have because right now you have ways to what cards do you have that? How many cards do you have that pull or push into that deck?
There are there are 2 cards that push into it, 2 cards that pull out of it.
And a couple cards that probably let you rearrange.
Nope, that's it. 2 cards that
Okay.
push in, 2 cards that pull out.
So theoretically, you could have a game that goes on forever as one player is just determined to keep pushing cards back into the deck.
Yeah.
If that's an okay thing, then great, we're good. But
I
if
mean,
you'd rather that not be the case, then yeah, you want the drain.
I mean, there is an element of like, do I want to factor in like real player fatigue into this? I mean,
I suspect that if a player is purposely trying to drag out a game, everyone's going to go, no, thank you, if they ever post doing it again.
yeah, I mean, it's weird. People want the game. People don't like. How do I say this? People get really annoyed when you put too much control in their hands and it's perceived as existing outside the magic circle.
Yes.
Like, if I say that the game ends when you both agree that the game ends, they're like, you can't do that. You have to tell us when the game ends. Because there'd be so many times when the game ended in a stalemate because it's almost designed that way. And people would just be like, what do you mean we have to agree? It feels like there should be a rule that... And I'm like, that is the rule!
I guess it's something that's only in, like, board game design, because, like, see here, RPGs. It's just, yeah, let's just stop here for tonight. We're good.
Yeah, exactly. It's like this weird framing of like, there's this weird expectation of like mechanical, like, of like everything being mechanized in a board game, to a point where you have almost no, like, where you don't have that kind of agency.
Yeah. But I guess if that's, well, it's the expectation. If you want to follow it as your own prerogative.
So, what I essentially need to do is trick people into having that agency. Like maybe at the end of your turn, you could discard the network card.
Sure, that would. I think, you know, off the top or off the bottom.
I want to say off the bottom, but like the thing is that's really weird.
What do you mean by weird?
Like I'm asking people to take a card off the bottom of this deck and take it out of the game, and like,
yeah,
that's
I'm
just
still
like
not seeing what's weird about it.
Like, to people like you and I that exist outside of like people's restrictive imaginations, it doesn't sound complicated, but people want to just take the card and move it somewhere.
Yeah, then
I don't know if it's so precious that I need to make it so that you take the card off the bottom or not.
what about shuffle and then discard?
Hmm.
That could be just sufficiently disruptive that people will want to do it. Because I might be on older duration, but the top of the network deck at some point needs to be a measure of had significance.
Yeah, it has significance because because I want to enable plays like using one card to put a card onto the network and then using another card to push that into the other player's hand.
Yeah.
Or
so
take a card, yeah.
Yeah, so my thought process on that is, if you want to discard a card, you also have to shuffle a deck, is both risky and advantageous at the same time.
Yeah.
It puts control back into the player's hands, albeit at like do I really want to do this? It makes it an interesting choice.
Yeah. I guess...
Or just an obvious choice if you see their player doing the setup.
I'm going to play test it with it just being discarded off the top, because I think that's going to... It's the only difference between what you're proposing and discarding off the top is that you know which card gets removed.
Yeah.
Because they unless they fumble with the cards, which will probably happen, to be very honest. They won't know what the next card is. And so they'll discard this, and then it's effectively shuffled, unless... I guess people could play a lot of memory games if they're stacking this story deck.
Yeah.
And so, there's still two end states, and also, with the removal of the Fate deck, I need to change this card, and I'm also gonna change, some hand mechanics. So,
Okay.
the trick, because, no... Before, it used to be you draw cards into your hand, you play any number, and then you shuffle all the cards into your deck and draw new cards. But I'm going to change it so that you play any number of cards in your hand, you keep the cards in your hand, and you draw back up to 3. Which means that every card of the other player's suit is stuck in your hand.
Yes.
Until you use something like... until you use something like this to push it out of your hand.
Right.
So I feel like that makes the end state a little bit more... I feel like it makes more pressure on it, and also makes the concept of control a little bit more important. I'm not sure. Well, I'll have to play test it to be sure, but that's... thinking that makes...
It makes sense to me.
Yeah, in my mind, it adds pressure towards the end state if these cards are more of a threat or you have to deal with them or something. It might just make it so that players are constantly expressing them to the other player, and I'm not sure, maybe that feels thematic. I refuse to accept this thing that you told me.
Yeah.
Alright, so if I do that, I kind of just need to rename this to network. And then just this to discards or something, I don't know.
Yeah, discards.
Yeah.
There's now a way to remove cards, and that's... There you go.
Yeah. Okay, where am I? Oh, okay. Okay, so I need to change the withdraw card, and that's the only card I need to change, thank goodness. Just a way to get a card out of your hand, but not necessarily out into the whatever. Okay. I hate that I'm starting to have trauma over being called attractive.
That's obnoxious.
Yeah. It's like, this is...
Are people hassling you online or something?
I mean, yes, I guess that's the problem. But, like, it feels like it's frustrating because it's like, you might just be a very nice person that's just trying to give me a nice compliment, and it's should be very sweet, but I've gotten so used to it just being like a precursor to like worse things that I'm just sort of like, why you gotta say that?
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. Like it almost weirds me out to think about complimenting the way a person looks as a person. I know I'm not explaining that right, but
No, I think I know where you're coming from. It's sort of like
like-
hey, you've got a physical appearance.
yeah, it's like I'm more comfortable saying, "Hey, I like your hair bow."
Yeah. Like, I like your expression. Like,
Yeah,
a generic you're aesthetically pleasing could be like any number of things, and is sort of like, yeah, is it something that's completely outside my control that you're complimenting, or are you like complimenting the aesthetic style that I've adopted?
yeah, right. Like, hey, I like that shade of green in your hair.
Yeah.
God, you have nice looking hair.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, exactly. Let's see. Alright, so I need to change verbiage. Well, first, I love deleting things from the rules. It's like, boom! You're gone! Eliminated. Alright. Let's see. So, setup is different. I need to figure out how I want to set this up.
I think just step. Your initial step is probably still fine. Shuffle, establish a deck, form a network deck, reveal 3 cards, give them out. Everyone takes 2 network points.
I'm wondering if I want to like increase the number of matching cards revealed at the beginning, or if I'm just happy with adding 2 extra blind draws.
4 cards might be interesting, but
4
3
cards.
feel 4 cards is more of a chance of having a perfectly equal hand, or a very, very unbalanced hand.
Yeah, I guess
But
the thing is that with 5, you have the potential of a game where one player starts with like 6 cards and the other player starts with 3.
Yeah, it's very unlikely, but it's possible.
Yeah, let's stick with like that adds like there's like the games will always be unbalanced, which I kind of want, and
Yes.
But never the potential for outrageous.
Never significantly unbalanced, right?
Yeah, exactly. And then you get 2 blind cards. The rest is split up into the network deck. Then you draw 3 cards, and oops, forget about that.
That I could
And then-
orange. So I'm watching my muscle kind of distracted. Working on.
Oh yeah, don't worry about it. I think I might be done for now.
Okay. Before we sign off, what do you want to do? What's your lunch idea? I was going to suggest like, I don't know, Happy Veggie or Indian or Thai.
Yeah. Do you still have leftovers? Because I still have leftovers.
I can probably cobble together some leftovers. Mom is coming back, so we're not just on our own.
Oh, okay. You want
But
the
I'm
cookie?
sure we can figure something out.
You want to do Happy Veggie today? I could go for Happy Veggie.
Let's do Happy Veggie then.
Alright. I'm not quite signing off just yet because I still need to finish updating the rules to clarify the whole discarding thing. And also, I don't know if I even want the discarding thing.
Okay. Well, then don't do it yet.
The game, I do need a mechanism for allowing players to force the game to end. And I think draining the network deck is the way to do that. Maybe you can only discard it if it's matching your suit.
That's actually not a bad idea.
Because otherwise it's like it's always a clear advantage to discard the other player's suit. But then I fear that will lead to like stalemate kind of situations.
I think you're right. Discard if it's your own. People will not likely do it, but
yeah, I don't know. I think
another idea could be it's instead of your action. You can discard the other player's suit.
it's instead
you don't perform that. The only action that you're doing is discarding the other player's suits from the deck.
That would mean that you could effectively not. Yeah, I guess you. Yeah, perhaps I should do that because right now I'm basically saying your cards are stuck into your hand until you play them.
Until you use them. Yeah.
But
so
like,
they just sit there then, right?
Yeah, because like maybe you have cards of your suit that you can play, but you just don't want to play them. Maybe you don't want to take this network card. Maybe you don't want to push your one express card into their hand. So yeah, maybe you could spend the card matching your suit to discard the network card.
Yeah, that could work.
Yeah, I think I'll do that. Yeah, just something else to some other way because you're yeah.
It's something you can do. It expresses that you didn't want to do something with your cards.
Yeah. I think I'll try that. Okay. Do I need the network deck to be so big? Because I could start with some cards in the discards.
Yeah, you can just start by checking 3 cards immediately in there. That will go back down to 5, right?
Yeah. Or even bring it down to 3. Make it like a shorter game. I'm gonna have to play test it.
I'd say start with 5 first. But I don't know. 3 might be pretty good.
Got 5 cards. Because like Yeah. I'm gonna have to test it to see, but I'm gonna play around with that. So, let me make sure I got the math right here. So, oops, each player starts with their 1 card. It doesn't have to be for this exercise. 3 cards are revealed. And then each player gets 2 cards. Cut 5 cards. Discard them. The rest are the story deck. Alright. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So that means there would be 4 cards in the story deck after discarding 5 cards from it. Make it a straight 6. Just to keep the symmetry. Or actually, That makes it so it's potentially okay. Actually, the cards that are completely removed from the game are kind of important because like if these are all castles, then that makes the game heavily leaning towards butterflies.
Yeah.
So let's.
Yeah, it makes sense for this card to be just down, right?
Yeah, definitely. I'm going to stay 5, yeah. Cut 5 cards without looking. And... let's see, we need to change all the terminology here. Shuffle the error. Cards to form a deck. Move 3 cards to give each to the player with the matching suit. Each player buying takes 2. Draws 2 cards. Then takes 2 cards. Why am I so bad at words?
What am I trying to say?
Each player blindly takes 2 cards without looking and shuffles them with their other cards to form a personal deck. That's the most concise way I could say that.
It's Tetris.
I think you could say each player takes 2 cards without looking, and shuffles them with, and
Maybe I could just and then keep what I had before. Shuffle your cards to form a deck.
yeah. So each player takes 2 cards without looking. I don't think you need blindly in there.
Yeah.
You're saying the same thing twice.
Each player takes 2
And-
cards without looking.
Without looking.
Cut 5 cards without looking and
Put into a face-up network deck. 4 cards?
Yeah, the way I have the math right now, it'll be 4.
Yeah. And then discard all remaining cards. Face down.
Yeah.
What's the residue?
With the residue. Form a face down discard pile with the remaining 5 cards. Okay.
Cards fall on the deck, and draw 3 cards, yeah?
Okay.
It's Tetris.
Until the network deck.
I'm sorry?
Under play.
Display.
Under the play section. Not the pose.
Oh, over here?
Yeah, players take turns doing the following until the...
Yeah, I
something
need
deck?
to... Yeah, I read faster than... I read slower than you.
I was reading ahead.
I read and edit slower than you. Players take turns during the following until the... work. Make this empty.
It's like shopping with some colors.
Maybe I should just turn this into another action card. No, I want running out the clock to be a default action.
Yes, that makes sense. Oh,
Yeah.
I'll be back. Mom's calling.
Okay.
Hi. Okay. No, we're specific. We're thinking happy veggie for lunch. Yeah, just not, I don't think we put down what we want to keep yet. Try today.
I know this is not gonna work.
But sorry, I'm still.
No,
Get
yeah,
Mom
it's
to-
alright.
Where? Hi, Mom. One of our phones got dropped off.
One of our
Happy,
phones.
happy veggie. We don't know what we want yet. Yes. Yeah. We'll be able to put it up in the keep by the time we get home. Nope. Nothing else. Just take your time coming back. Stay safe. Not yet. Not yet. I don't believe so. Okay. Yeah, take your time. Okay. Bye. Hey. Mom's on her way back. She'll be here in about 15 minutes.
Okay, I put what I wanted to keep.
Okay. for why not for lunch?
Yeah, that's a good idea. I absolutely can't have this in the rules, but I really want to.
Well, I think all you have it depends on your tone. 'Cause I've seen some games do this. You can just say, "Are we allowed to talk?" I can't say. Or just say, "Are we allowed to talk?" Leave up to your discretion. You're adults, right?
Yeah, the professional way to put this is, there are no rules for or against table talk. God, I really want to put that in the rules. I'm just somebody recently I was having a conversation with somebody with a group of people about legacy games and how some people like the aspect of like ripping up cards in their game. And I was like, most games don't actually say you can't rip up the cards. And they're
Right.
like, the old Airbud clause. And I was like, there's so much Airbud clauses in games where we just assume certain rules.
Oh, yeah. Because you kind of have to, right?
Yeah. So like, I guess which rules are unreasonable to expect of players and which ones are. I guess that's the thing I struggle with constantly.
Because a lot of it depends on how the players got socialized.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. I think that's why a lot of people have so much trouble with like the way Cole Worley writes rulebooks. Because he won't take that stuff into consideration. If it's written, if it doesn't explicitly say you could do something, then you're not supposed to be able to do that, but people make assumptions from the way they've played other games.
Yeah. Exactly.
Okay. Might have to make these changes. I don't know. This doesn't feel right to me, to be honest.
Okay, which part of it?
The thing that doesn't feel right is discarding, basically spending a card to run out the clock. That doesn't quite feel right to me, but I don't know how to make it better.
Okay, can you articulate why it doesn't feel right to you?
Because it feels right to me, but I know other people are gonna struggle with it. Because like this idea of spending cards of your suit for like a generic thing or its basic function is something that I've come to accept as like a cool core like functional mechanic of games with cards with suits. But for people, the idea of like spending a card for a default action that's not like explicitly listed on the card is going to be a struggle for them. So I could potentially just have like a tiny symbol to like say network to discard on these cards. I could potentially have space because I was thinking about moving the title to up here as like a
Subtitle.
yeah, or actually I was like thinking about changing like this big text into the action and then having the emotion be like a subtitle.
Okay.
Because people see this big text and they're like, I'm gonna play confidence, and I can't really fault them for that because like the actual action is at the bottom, but
Right.
but sometimes people are gonna want to look for like a little bit more meaning, and it might make more sense to like have it like down here as like almost like a image title, the emotion, since this is effectively flavored. This is essentially flavor text. This is almost the mechanical text.
Yeah. It is mechanical text.
Yeah, and this is flavor text. So I think it might make more sense to put this where the flavor text usually goes, and yeah. But I could, in theory, have like a little bit of space here for a little like network to discard.
Yeah, you put the arrow or network discard.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I'll try that. Okay, yeah, okay. I will feel better about it if I do that. That's of course more work, but
right. But you do it once, and you can copy and paste it to everyone else.
Yeah, and I have about an hour. I think the hard part, or rather the obnoxious part, is gonna be changing all the titles.
Yes.
Gotta be done.
Yeah, okay. So, yeah, it's gonna be a little wider to make it small. So you pick fairly large emotion names.
Yeah.
Fairly short action names.
I was thinking that I might be able to... Yeah, I'm not really sure.
If you do it like that, you have to like drop a shadow in or something to make it easier to see.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. Or I might have to make it smaller. I guess I could make it smaller under here. As like a... Yeah, maybe I could do that. Because it doesn't really need to be so big anymore. Move it up so it's closer to the image.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah, I think that looks good to me. Then I'll move this arrow up. And then I should still have room. Yeah, I still have a little bit of room down here, so... Excuse me. Where is it? Right, okay. Really just need these simple. Okay. Any.
Oh no, how close am I? Not that close, but it's pretty close, Red. Okay. Funny.
It's noon. It's time for lunch. Remember to wash your hands.
Alright. How's this look?
Yeah, that looks pretty good.
Okay.
Do this or do this.
This or this default action? Okay. Yeah, I think that works. I hope that works. Okay.
You'll see in the playtest, right?
Yes, I will. Okay. Alright, now to change all the cards. Alright, I need to commit this before I make any more changes. I'm gonna be demoing Persuasion in about an hour.
Nice.
Yeah, it's a really cool community called Cloudfall. They're the people that made the Shakespearean Coup game that we played at one time.
Okay, good. That'll be fun.
Yeah. Excuse me. If enough people show up, right now it's looking like 3 people. Which
That should still be reasonable.
Yeah, we could
Not ideal.
we could playtest this variant that somebody suggested, of having just basically another hand, and it doesn't really do anything, except you could use card powers to like peek at it and move them and stuff. And you could still send them a proposal. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Oh, the Phantom player approach.
Yeah, exactly, a phantom player. Okay, what was I doing? Alright, I was using GIMP. Oh yeah, I'm waiting for this to save, because this this file is a little bonkers, and it's a little my fault for not being efficient and not letting go despite having version control.
Can't fault you for that, I suppose.
Oh my god, the Break My Game chat is on fire right now. What is going on? Oh, there's hints about the mechanics.
Oh boy.
Something...
The jam's getting real close, isn't it?
It looks like some sort of a... Almost looks like a weightlifter, it's hard to say. I don't think it is a weightlifter. It looks like a guy punching another guy. Which is believable.
I'm in that Discord, but I don't remember which folder I stuffed it into.
That could be like a branching thing. I don't know. One of these is supposed to be time track, and I don't know which of these is time track.
Which channel is it in?
I'm gonna
the events channel?
Copy a link to it and send it to you.
You're right, it does look vaguely like a weightlifter, but also that could also be a time track, like a fork time track.
Yeah, that might be like a time track thing. One of these is supposed to be time track. That's the only thing we know for sure. The other two we don't know.
So it's gonna be a game about dancing at sunset at over time.
Yeah. Oh my god, I hope
on
I
the
didn't
beach.
That's what the game jam is.
Yeah, Mika, what he's saying is probably correct, that the lower section's the clock and the upper section's the track for the first one.
Oh yeah. Even the words that are blurred out are kind of time track.
Yeah, that first word does very look like time, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think she's right. I think she's right about that.
Yeah, I think so. But then I have no idea what the other two are. Something short and then something long.
That it almost looks like R. No, it's not R. Team?
I'm not sure, but I'm gonna doctor an image. Maybe. Actually, I don't have time to do that.
No, you don't.
But I want to. I want to doctor an image and like, I was like, oh, it's finished saving. Thank goodness. Okay. I was afraid it was gonna crash.
Cat.
Oh, oops.
Or child. Is that a cat or a child? It's a child, not a cat.
Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. Oh, come on. Not you too. Come on. Stage changes. My computer is not doing that much stuff. Like, sure, I'm streaming, recording a stream, and streaming on Discord as well as Twitch. But
Not
I
that
mean,
much.
Yeah, for a computer that could run VR, this is nothing. Wait, what happened?
I finished?
Don't tell me there are no changes. Don't lie to me like this. What is happening? What is happening?
Are there any
Wait a minute.
changes?
There are definitely changes. Like, yeah, look, like it's showing it over here in this,
Did you already,
like,
did you already stage them?
yeah, Adam will be very So, like, is power, like, redonkulously large now or something? I might have to, like, trim this file down. Let me see how big this thing is. It does have, like, several duplicate layers in it and
It's
stuff.
only 2 gigs. If that's to be believed.
It's only one file with literally every single asset of my game in it.
Yeah. I'm. If the bottom of the screen is right, it's only 2 gigs long.
Oh my god. That can't be right. It can't be 2 gigs. That's a little redonkulous. Alright, where are you?
You can find out pretty easily.
It is almost 1 gigabyte. It's 821 megabytes large. Okay, it's time to start trimming the fat on this thing. There's a lot
You
of
have
things in
time?
here that yeah, so like, I'm not gonna use some of these ever again. I'm not gonna use any of this.
You are version controlled, so just just trash it.
Yeah, a lot of this stuff is like, yeah, some of this stuff is not version controlled, but most of it is. There's like a few recent changes that might not be version controlled, but for most part, a lot of this stuff is. Okay, what is this even?
When did I get this top? That's particularly revealing. Can I dye it? No, I can't.
Okay, these are old icons. I have these in another file, so I could delete these. I don't even know what's... Oh, here we go, okay. Yeah, I have that controlled. Okay, this one might be... Oh no, this is the old Blu-ray, I think. Yeah, let's just toss... Let's just clean out storage. There, storage cleared out. Is it really only... That only reduced it by 0.1 gigabytes? It could be these redonkulously large art files that are in here.
Did you put them in at full resolution?
I have scaled them down.
Scaling them down is not necessarily... Because if it's vectored, it could still retain all the information.
They're not vectored. They're
The
definitely...
rasters?
They're definitely... Like, some detail has been lost.
Okay. I don't like this dress. The bows on the shoulders are... Sorry. The pursuit of glamour is... making me make comments.
Oh, Final Fantasy.
Yeah, like... I have this dress. I like the dress. I don't like the ribbons. Because I have these gigantic shoulder ribbons.
That sounds like my kind of dress.
I know, but like, I don't like the ribbon on the waist. I like the waist ribbons, not the shoulder ribbons, because they're very pokey.
Okay, yeah, shoulder ribbons are hit or miss kind of thing.
They look like bunny ears on both shoulders.
Yeah, that might be a little much.
Yeah, and I don't have any other good dresses. The only other dress I have is Boob Window Town. Not much of a boob window, but it's still there.
Alright. Did this finish saving? Still saving. It must be all of those images. I don't wanna...
Leave the images, this should be fine. It just means that you need to buffer a little more time to do saves.
Yeah, that's a little unfortunate. I am eventually gonna have to break this out into multiple files, but just having them right now shared across makes it a lot easier to make GUI changes and crap.
Yeah.
Oh, son of a... Ugh. Alright. Maybe it'll be small enough that this won't crash anymore. What is even this? This is some sort of like staging file or something.
Yeah.
Oh, because I'm in the middle of saving, that's probably what's going on. If I had just been patient. Alright, I'm gonna speculate some more on these. Okay, so good. What else could it be? If I put this over here, is it infinite stream? Oh, I could just move it here. Whatever.
These are some very low-waisted shorts. Like, look here.
Are they like so low-waisted that like you could basically see the underwear?
If here I can turn on my stream.
Right. Oh. Yeah, those are pretty low-waisted.
Yeah, like look at this. Like this formal tops. Like, yeah, show off more hip.
Oh, did they change the glamour dresser, or did I
No,
just
same
always have
thing.
my detail really low on this thing for some reason? I always played this game with like low like graphic settings, even though I could play with better graphic settings. Oh, it finished saving.
Good.
Okay. Alright, let's see if this will work now. Well, as long as I don't save, I can leave that to go do its thing. Okay, so time to go modify all the text on all the cards.
He's a hobby.
Alright, this isn't as bad as I thought it would be.
Some of those gigs might be GIMP retaining undos.
Yeah, that might be it actually. Oh, maybe I should have the font before I commit too much to this. Aesthetically, I feel like this makes more sense too for this to be up here where it's like associated with your suit and stuff.
Yeah.
But I am thinking about if I should switch the font too, because the font was sort of like like this is like the actual book, like the thing underlying, and then this is like the chicken scratches that like somebody like
if the top of the part's mechanical, I think it goes well with the mechanical text.
like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Alright, I think this might need to change some more too then. And I might as well do this now before I've gone too deep into it. Okay, so
Somebody open wasted shirts. Ooh. Okay.
I think Undertake might be the longest one, so I'm going to test this with Undertake. Oh my god, is this a song using the like sonic drowning noise? Oh no.
I can't hear anything that you got going in the background, so I can't say.
It's some sort of song inspired by what's that game? Echo the Dolphin. And for some reason, it's using this sound that is really reminiscent of
They're both Sega games, so they're probably using the same sound font.
Yeah.
Like, I know it won't surprise you when you hear the composer, but there's one game that makes heavy use of Mario Paint sounds.
And which game is that?
Deltarune.
Of course. That's so Toby.
Have you heard Toby's song "Walls Covered in Blood"?
Oh my god. No, I haven't.
Let me see. Let me see if I can find it and link it for you.
Walls covered in blood.
I'm pretty sure that's the name. Yeah, Walls Covered in Blood.
Oh my god.
It's an old one. So here, let me pass you a link.
Alright, let's see. Alright, stream. Music's gonna get paused and you're not gonna hear this. Oh my god, this is Mario Paint.
Yes.
I recognize those meows anywhere. I know that there's some link between Toby Fox and Homestuck. Is it that like he used to like make stuff for Homestuck?
So the official link is weird. Toby Fox came in as like a music producer for Homestuck.
Okay.
And then during the development of um Undertale, Toby lived in Andrew's basement.
Andrew being
Andrew being the main person behind Homestuck.
okay. All right. Got it. So it sounds like it was a rather intimate like tie between Toby Fox and
Yeah,
Homestuck.
basically, like a lot of the same fandom. They share a fair amount of the Venn diagrams aren't circles, but they're pretty close.
Interesting. Now this makes me even more curious about Homestuck, and that is a rabbit hole that I do not know if I have the energy to delve down. I need like an audiobook of Homestuck, which is like asking for an audiobook of House of Leaves.
I don't know. That would be it would be a trip to get audiobook of House of Leaves, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like how would you even pull off some of the meta stuff?
Yeah, exactly. It's like no longer an audiobook at that point, it's an adaptation.
Yes, it is.
I mean, I guess an audiobook is in a sense
Audio-
always going to be an
audiobooks
adaptation,
are
but
it's just gonna be a less direct adaptation.
yeah, it'll be more of an adaptation in the sense of like making a movie from a book. Like it's not going to be like a word for word retelling,
Yeah.
and where like the reader's inflection is like their like creative influence. It's going to be like you have to like completely change the medium.
One of these Sarahs, I don't remember which Sarah Z.
Oh, I think I may have seen that. It's like this really long like history of Homestuck.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
that's
there's two of them. Like Sarah Z put out basically what happened to Homestuck after it fell apart,
okay.
and basically how she got legally threatened by the Homestuck team.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then there was like a follow-up on that, right?
Yeah, yeah, it's wild. The other Sarah, I think has an explainer of the whole series.
Okay, I've only seen one Sarah Zed's perspective on this, so if you have the other one, I'd like to see it.
I'm trying to find it. I found her Tumblr. Um, but I need to find her YouTube. And see if she even put it out. I know she was talking about it, but I don't no idea if she did.
Homestuck just seems like this thing that was meant to be
It-
part of my like history and was simply not for some arbitrary reason.
I th- let's see. It was it it was during the Obama years, which was when, like, what, 12 years ago now?
Uh don't know. Got it.
2007. What was even
Okay.
happening in 2007? That was
I think I graduated
I
college.
think you graduated around then, didn't you?
Yeah. So
I think you just got super busy.
yeah, I think that was just life taking hold of me. That is just a shame.
So unfortunately, I can't tell you how to, if you want to get started, I even can't tell you how, other than just, oh, there's a project that there's basically an emulator for it.
Oh yeah, I have that. I have that
Okay.
emulator. It just requires more executive function than I have.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, that's the only thing I can think to do is just get the emulator, get the patch that removes some of the language problems.
Oh, does it have some?
There,
Is it
there,
problematic?
it's late 2000s. Yes, it's
Yeah.
problematic. Andrew took a while to grow up.
Yeah. Yeah, everything was problematic back then.
But yeah, unfortunately, look, the best thing to do is to say, if you ever get the chance and you're down for it, just do it.
Yeah, like I'm like struggling to just get the what's the word? The time and energy to just play under like
Deltarune.
It's like I'm
Just
like
do
so
anything.
invested in this stuff that like I don't even have the time for like the things I really love, like Deltarune. Like if I can't play Deltarune, I'm not gonna wade through the like years investment of time to absorb Homestuck. Unfortunately.
It was worse doing it real time, honestly.
Oh, was it?
Because at least right now you have the emulator. You can just theoretically binge, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, because
Real
back
time.
then you had to like wait.
You had to wait until he decided to say, "Alright, here's another chapter."
And it wasn't even like consistent. It could be like
No,
months
it was
apart.
random. It was at the end. It was years apart.
Yeah, I remember there was like this weird person that was just tuned into when the releases were coming.
Yeah. People make all sorts of nonsense. Okay, that's fanfic.
Okay, this did not take as long as I thought.
That's good.
I should really be grateful for how fast I'm able to prototype. I know IO is having some struggles on getting like changes in a timely fashion. I'm able to like change all of my cards in like one day or even a couple hours, and that's kind of cool and awesome.
Yes. Layers are amazing.
Yes, layers are goddamn amazing. Alright, kind of wanna... I'm not even doing this in the most efficient way. Like if I was really being efficient, I think that there are some like tools, like some like Illustrator. I always forget what that suite is called, but that will let you like
the expensive one.
Yeah, like, or it's not even that expensive right now, but there's like some sort of a merge tool that you could use with a CSV file or something, and I imagine I could probably tune this into that and like have like all these parameters pulled from a CSV file, but that's gonna take some time to learn. And with how few cards I have for this, I'm just sort of like...
Are you talking about the card creator that's...
no.
that I was using? Okay.
No, there's like, there's like a, like for things like Photoshop, and there's like a cheaper version of essentially Photoshop, and they have like some sort of a merge tool or something that you can use with a CSV file, and I always hear people being like, "Oh my god, I just learned about this, and now I'm able to like change the universe."
Okay.
And I'm like, I'm sure that's I'm sure that's worth learning, but I haven't spent the time to like delve into it.
I absolutely get that. The trying to make sure there's enough time to learn the thing is, even if you want to, it's like, all right, I have the book on electrical engineering. When am I gonna get time to read this?
And I'm not sure what it. Well, I think I know what it is. Like, the thing about any proprietary software, like, no matter how like accessible it is, like
It's still proprietary. You're still locked into them.
yeah, like you still have to like. There's still there's always going to be like some sort of a license, some sort of a barrier to installing it, and some sort of like there's always like some inconvenience in using it on built on the whole premise that like they want to control how you use it in some sense. And I find that little bit of barrier to be often just enough that I don't have this consistent setup on my machines or something, or
There is a way to do it in GIMP.
oh, the merge thing.
I think so.
Then I absolutely need to learn that. I'm sure there is. Every once in a while, GIMP does something that just drives me up the wall, and I can't figure out how to fix it. Like, to this day, for some reason, when I'm using the square select tool, and specifically only the square select tool, I have to like hold shift when I start like a selection, like I'm adding, or I'll show you, like it does this. It says cannot subtract from an empty selection. Like it's acting like the control key is stuck, and I can't unstuck the control key. So the way I have to work around it is I press shift, so like I'm adding instead. I don't understand why. It's been like that for a long time. I've tried reinstalling it. I've tried I've tried like completely uninstalling it from my machine and reinstalling it, and it's still there. And I've tried updating it. I can't fix it.
I think you already found this link. I will send it over to you. What it looks like is GIMP just exposes an API that you can just grab.
An API?
Looks like it. Because this person just grabbed Python, grabbed a GIMP object, and started piping information into GIMP directly.
But how do I need to figure out how to tie like the data that I pump into like this.
Yeah, I think they're doing it in layers.
Well, I am using layers, so that may be more accessible than I thought. Alright, okay, so let's update this. Oh crap, I have 25 minutes. Alright, I already feel better about these cards. I like the storybook font on the top, but it was just not it was dissonant, and I think players felt that dissonance in a way
Yeah.
that like they couldn't articulate,
couldn't
but I could
express.
feel. Yeah, that they could not express. But I like having the emotions as like a little tiny bit of flavor text that's like almost like the title of the image.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like-
that's good.
That's like just enough of the flavor that's needed for somebody that's like looking for something, like that's looking for some emotional connection between the card they're playing and the card they're playing it with. Like, I'm hoping. And then that little tiny bit of like, that like little symbol down there is enough to hopefully express that you could use this as a default action. Alright, we'll see how that goes. Did I already update these rules? I have not, okay. Oh, because I still need to... Oh no, I told it to save! Ah!
You take a breath, go get some water, it should be done by the time you get back. Right?
Yep, it should. Alright, well, I'm going to... This stage, come with this. I'm not going to be able to push this to a remote branch. It's too big. Alright, you know what? Actually, I do need to get some water, so I'll be right back.
Huh?
Still saving.
Beer.
Oh, budget's finished. Okay,
Good.
good timing. Alright.
Oh, okay.
Okay. A lot of changes in this. Is this
But
gonna
good
be
changes.
is this gonna be like C change?
What change?
I'm wondering if this warrants like a new letter.
Getting rid of the fate deck? Yes.
Yeah, I guess so, huh?
At least I would think so.
Yeah, that does kind of significantly. This does, yeah, actually, I'm also changing like the end state and everything. It's kind of
This is a-
significant change.
This is a pretty big change.
Yeah, this would be a pretty big deviation from, even if the card actions are mostly the same, like the underlying mechanics have changed pretty significantly here. me make sure that these cards are still the right ones. Yep, these are the right ones. Yep, right. Excuse me. Actually, I don't even think I need this anymore.
Quick run?
Yeah, because
Yeah,
now
no,
that,
you got the text.
yeah, all the text is there, so I feel like it's pretty. Yeah, I feel like it's pretty self-explanatory, the cards. Alright, so let's load this. Write patch notes, and then I'll have a little bit of time before I play Persuasion.
You want us to drop off food for you, or do you want to come out when you're ready?
I'll just come out when I'm ready.
Okay.
Okay. Alright. Looking forward to playtesting this later. Okay. Wow, I'm like realizing it's really hard to articulate. Like, mechanically it's easy to demonstrate like the end state, but like, I'm having a hard time articulating it in a summary. Like you want to have like
After cancel out opposing cards, whoever has most cards wins.
yeah.
Because that's functionally what you're trying to do, right? And that's the high level.
Yeah. Yeah, winner has the most cards of their suit. I think that about sums it up. Yeah, that about sums it up. This is not gonna fit in a tweet.
I think the biggest one, yeah, I'd be, and I would just go for the winner bit for your Twitter updates.
Yeah, I think so.
Because those are that's really salient.
Yeah.
You can probably even get rid of the shuffle.
Yeah.
The last Metroid is in captivity. The galaxy is at
This is kind of an important
Okay,
piece.
yeah, that- I think those are the 3 takeaways then.
Yeah. Okay. Alright, we'll see how that goes.
Should be good.
Yeah? Okay, and now I still have 9 minutes for play time.
Enough
Okay.
time to stretch. Make sure water's good and go to the potty.
Yes. Alright. Well, thank you for keeping me company.
No worries. I'll see you later.
Yeah, I'll see you for lunch there.
Alright.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye, stream.